Right now I got 24 into this additive stack. Can I change this now? No, you can't change into average on the fly. Okay, 25 exposure time is 15 seconds. Sixteen bits. Frame rate, rotate, around. Let's see if I can change over to so this was 36 in the stack, 37 in the stack. So I'm gonna let me now slew that bright star Satyr over to here. So let me stop, let me go to 5 seconds, loop, Let's see, turn that off, stop. Wait till the next image. You must have still been moving. Oh. Okay. Now I'm going to start live stacking. See, I had 30 something in the stack before. Let's see what happens now. See what shows up here. Okay. Oh, let me cover this. Let's see who joined the show. Hi, Jules. Yeah, I'm continuing where I was last week using the monochrome camera and the 7 nanometer filter. And I'm using additive stacking. Let me put that down at the bottom because that's different than what you normally use. That in the middle. Okay. I gotta try to advertise more. I just got out here because the skies actually cleared. It was cloudy earlier, and at about 7:30 I noticed that it had cleared. So let me go to Facebook and see. I posted on one of my pages that I was broadcasting. We go into groups. just quickly post it. Rock was telling me how bad it was where he was. It was like 6 degrees centigrade this morning where he was, and I'm just going to my different groups, and live skies, MallinCam, solar activity. What other groups do I have? So, Edison, MallinCam USA. Okay, I think I covered most of the bases. Maybe a few more will join in. So right now I'm doing an additive stack as opposed to an average stack. That's Satyr on the right. That is the star in the center of the constellation Cygnus, the Swan. And I started off with a stack of images with it in the center, and then I moved it to the right. The next time I'm going to move Satyr all the way to the left. And then afterwards I'm going to try to do a little I guess image composite editor, ICE I think they call it. Right now, this area that is to the, I'm going to draw a circle around it. I think they call this the butterfly. It's the nebulosity around Satyr. And Satyr is this star right here. S-A-D-R. That's Satyr. That's the star that's in the very center of Cygnus the Swan. I'm capturing an image every 30 seconds. And see, right now I got about 26 in the stack. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to move Satyr to the left margin. So let me go back. So what I want to do is take that bright star and then put it somewhere like over here. So let me stop the live stacking. Let me change the exposure to 5 seconds and loop. Let me change the slew rate to 64 and then see what it's going to take to move that star all the way across the field. And I don't have the camera quite oriented the way I had it the other night. The other night I could move left and right and it would move parallel. As you can see, it's climbing slightly upwards. So I got to correct. go back to 12x and then see if I can move it up and get it close to center. And that's close enough. Let me turn off the crosshairs, let it settle down. Stop and then go back to 15 seconds. Now I'm looping 15 seconds. There should be a lot more nebulosity that will show up. Let's see. Let me start the additive stacking. What is this nebula here? There's a dark nebula that I think I'm just starting to see, which is right about here. You can see that little hole right now. That's the dark nebula I have the description on. This whole area is just loaded with nebulosity. And you can see with the additive stacking, the images build real fast. So that's only 5 in the stack so far. Nebulosity at the top, what is that one called? And you can see all kinds of stuff. I'm trying to get names for some of this stuff. A lot of it doesn't have names in Sky Tools, but you can see the whole area is just surrounded with nebulosity. I think my next move is going to put Seder at the bottom left corner. The last time when I did the additive, you can see it's a little noisy, but then what I did is I ran some of the captures, like right now I'm at 49 captures, and I ran some of the captures through Topaz Denoise, and it really cleaned them up nicely. The last time I did this, was it last Saturday, I didn't have any darks, and I just finished taking darks, so I do have a 20-second a dark applied, even though I'm only in a 15-second exposure. This time I did go to digital binning 2. Last time I used digital binning 1, so I had to go at a longer exposure. That little dark nebula is really shaping up nicely. And there's some nice I mean, you can see there's a dark lane through here. You got that one dark nebula here. See, the last time I had 20 something in the stack before I moved on. I think I'm going to try to keep about 25 in the stack before I move on. Also, the last time I did this, I ran some of these images through astrometry.net, and the field of view from top left to bottom right is 5.54 degrees. Very nice wide field of view. Surprised nobody else joined in. Again, I'll put the name up in case somebody wants to know, but again, this is SADR right there. And this dark nebula is LDN 877. LDN 877. I don't know what the LDN stands for, or the L stands for. It's probably Dark Nebula 877 from a catalog. Evening, Derek. Yeah, we got 21 in the stack now. I'm going to put about 4 more in, and then I'll move Satyr down to the bottom left corner. I'm leaving enough of an overlap so that I can use ICE image composite editor and stack some of these frames together. Surprised nobody else joined in tonight. Maybe they're out observing with the clear weather. Like I was telling Jules or earlier, Derek, at about 7 o'clock it was cloudy. And when I looked at my all-sky camera about 7:30 while I was watching some television, I noticed it was clear, so I decided to run on out. Okay, as soon as the next one goes in the stack, I'm going to stop the stack. I'm going to stop the long exposure, go to 5 seconds. Let me do a little erasing. And I want to move Satyr, that star, I want to move it down to about here. So let me go to rate 64 and go straight down, as straight as I can do it. Too much. Back it up. Let me go to 12x. Close enough. Turn off the crosshairs, let it stop. Let me go back to 15 seconds and start looping again. I might even have the Crescent Nebula in this next. Oh yeah, there it is. Crescent showed up. So now I can go enable live stack. See, Vandenberg 130 is an open cluster. Let's see, where is that? Wait till the next. Right here. Okay, right here. That little grouping of stars goes by the designation Vandenberg 130. It's an open cluster. See what else they have in this field of view. There's the crescent. Oh, this over here. Huh. It doesn't look like much, but this little cluster here, M29. I'm additive stacking. I'm at 9 in the stack right now. But yeah, this that's M29 right there. And there's all kinds of detail there. H. Simmons, welcome aboard. Where is my... I think the histogram is almost pushed up against the left border. So there's really no adjustment I can do for the black point. Yeah, as I was saying earlier, from here to here, 5.54 degrees. Huge. Hey, Will. Erase that M29. I'm gonna get about 7 more in this stack and then move on. I may put the I may put Seder at the very top left corner and see what I get then. Yeah, this Zenithstar 61 is a native 5.9, but it has a focal reducer field flattener that gets you down to f4.7. And then with that 28mm sensor, you get this 5.5 degree field. For those that just joined in, this little dark nebula right down here is this LDN 877. I will have to look up what L in LDN stands for. Okay, one more in the stack and we'll move on. I'm going to try to move Seder to the very top corner. Okay, there's 25 in that stack. Stop the live stack. Go back to a 5-second exposure. Loop. And then I want to put that star right about here. So change to 64 and move up. Up some more. Let's go to 12x. Okay, that should be close enough. Turn off the crosshairs, stop. Let's go back to 15 seconds. Start looping again. So after this, I'll move over to the Pelican and the North American. Okay, let's see. Let's start the live stack. Now I'm stacking. F3.6 with the 55mm, you ought to get about at least the same field of view depending upon the camera. Yep, this is a 26M. Let me put that name back for Seder. Okay, so there's 2 in the output. It's going to be interesting trying to use ICE to make a mosaic of all of these frames. Let me see how far away North American is. Hey Jeff, welcome aboard. I was wondering if there was a way of keeping the live stack going and changing it from additive to average, but you can't do that. That's the problem. Yeah, that's the problem. I was going to try to figure if I could do an additive stack, and then after so many in the additive stack, then start averaging in some to help smooth it out. But that would be a nice feature, but it doesn't currently exist. Yeah, you could. Just telling everybody earlier that this dark nebula that you see in the field of view, LDN 877, I've been running about 25 into the stacks, Jeff, and then moving on. I think for the next stack, I'm going to put Seder in the top right corner. Evening, Dan. Jeff, tonight I'm in digital binning level 2. I have the gain lower. I have gain at 25. And the exposure is only 15 seconds. I did take some darks this afternoon. So I do have a 20-second dark applied. I took 5, 10, 20, 30, 45 and 60-second darks. It'll be interesting to see how well these clean up when I pass them through topaz denoise. 5 more in the stack and then we'll move on. Let me check and see how we're coming with the shutter. Ugh. I almost didn't get a chance to broadcast tonight. I went to open the shutter and the shutter wouldn't open. Use auto AI. I've been using manual. Auto AI, back off on the noise. I will give that a try. Yeah, luckily this shutter system from Explorer Dome, I got both a hardwired controller and a wireless key fob, and the hardwired one did not work. The key fob did wirelessly. Hopefully I'll be able to close the observatory tonight. We will see. Let me stop the live stacking. It's got some relays in the box. I sent a bunch of emails to Explorer Dome and nobody at Explorer Dome has responded. Unlike MallinCam customer support, I find Explorer Dome to be very lacking in their support. Let's see if I can move this all the way across the field. They had a gentleman at Explorer Dome who was very helpful, Ben Mead, and he was very helpful in getting my chain drive system tweaked and working, but he may have been married to somebody in the Explorer Dome family, and they may have had a falling out, because the last time I contacted Explorer Dome, which was years ago, about getting with Ben, they said he's no longer part of the family, which leads me to believe that but he was the only one. He would answer questions no matter when, how, weekends. He gave me his telephone number. I could call him on the weekend if I had an issue. Now I can't even get anybody at Explorer Dome to answer an email. Which is kind of a bummer when you spend what I spent for a dome. Okay, that's close enough. Turn that off. Yeah, I tell people nobody gives support like rock. Okay, so then that Satyr is now in the upper right corner. And we'll see what falls out. I'm gradually working my way over towards the North American and Pelican. Let's see. Let me start the live stack now that it's calmed down. Okay. You can already see part of the butterfly just to the left of Seder. The other part's going to be out the top, I think. See if I don't have any pictures of this area. NGC 6910. Okay, I'll mark that on the chart. NGC 6910. And I'll pull up the information. There it is. Open cluster. Magnitude 7.3. Right there. No, I haven't tried that. So do an additive stack and a average binning. Well, maybe we'll try that later. You can see all sorts of nebulosity popping up. It's only 10 in the stack so far. Wish I had some more they show some more dark nebulae, but due south of there. Get a distance measurement here. Click angular measurement. Hi Mike, hi Slim. On the Additive live stacking tour. Whoa! Elon Musk got me. One, two, three, four, five, six. Oh, that's gonna mess up a nice stack. That'll just add something to the image. Yeah, the next crew launch goes up at the end of the month. I don't know when the next Starlink, Satlink, whatever they call it, goes up. $23 in the stack. Two more and then I move on. It's almost 5 degrees from Satyr to the Pelican. Okay, 26 in the stack, that's enough. Stop. Stop. 5 seconds. Let's say to there, I'm going to try going to right about slew to and center at cursor.
Telescope slew into target.
I just moved Satyr out the field of view, went to an area between
Telescope slew complete.
Satyr and the Pelican, and let's see what happens when I go to 15 seconds. Who's that? Yeah?
Can we use those cans of gas?
Yeah. There's two big ones that are on the right side.
We, Josh is here.
Yeah.
And the van's empty.
Yeah, the two big ones on the floor, on the right side behind the spare tire. On the side of the, you'll see them there on the right side, right by the Dixie chopper.
Okay.
And then there's a, if you need them, there's a big 6-gallon can you can take those too. You know.
Are you broadcasting?
Yeah.
Can you come sneak a peek for a minute?
Sure.
I'll be like that.
I'm gonna go to live stacking now. Let's see. We'll see if I get any of the Pelican at the bottom. I was wondering who was knocking at the door. Kasha is not on the boat right now. She's here. I think that's the top of the Pelican, right? Josh Money. I don't know why I'm wearing a long sleeve tee.
Yeah, I'm wearing a jacket. See, the ceiling's open.
I only have this up to block the light from hitting the telescope, and I'm trying to pick up, I think I'm starting to get the hint of the Pelican Nebula right here.
Oh, wow.
I'd shown that one the other night, Pelican in North
Yeah,
American.
I saw
I think I
that.
remember that one.
Yeah. Here's what it looks like over here. Oh, where are we? Scroll back up. That's them right over here. It's upside down, but and then the Pelican is right over here. It's the North American. We're centered right about where the blinking cursor is. Right here. But you can see it's starting to. I've just been moving around this whole area of the sky taking images. I already got 123 images captured, and I got an hour recording that I'm going to post later on to YouTube.
That's crazy.
And it gets brighter because it's an additive stack where it adds onto each subsequent prior image to make it brighter.
I remember you talking about that. I was just trying to figure it out.
Yeah, there's two ways of doing it. Here you have additive stacking mode and average. Average takes two and averages them, so it gets cleaner. You get rid of the noise in the background, but it doesn't build up an image as fast. Whereas if you go with additive, it adds, like if you add two 15-second exposures, it's like a 30-second exposure. And then if you have 10 of them, it's like a 150-second exposure, and it's just, it keeps building.
I remember, I think you were saying that's the first time you had done that, or done it by accident or something?
That was a total accident to be an additive stack mode. I normally use average, but all of a sudden it's like, why are they getting so bright so fast?
So that was a good accident.
And it was a good, like Jeff said, he's up outside of Buffalo, Jeff. Will's up in North Mississippi. Derek and Jules are in Canada. Mike is in Florida. Mike Nicely.
We can put it on and watch it when we get back to the boat.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, come on, let's go.
All right. Good to see you.
I know you wanted to see it
Yeah.
Well,
and see the ceiling is open. It's a new one.
the top is open. I mean, through the opening. Like the little camera I'm using is right over here. On this telescope over here. I'm not using the 16-inch. I'm using a little 2.5-inch. I'm saying, right, yeah, it's through the opening. Yeah.
Yeah, you said something about, what did he say? And then I finally, after we was about to go to sleep, I said, I get it now.
Yep.
The roof is open.
Yeah, I said, you gotta be inside because I'm getting cold.
That's what it was.
And he's like, why is it cold?
I was sitting there, and for like an hour, I'm sitting there. I said, surely he's got an air conditioner in that thing. And I finally told her, I went, oh, I got it.
Yeah, it's
The
open.
roof's open.
Yeah.
I felt so stupid when I finally figured that out.
Josh, there's two 5-gallon cans on the right side, right behind its spare tire.
Okay.
And if you need more, there's a 6-gallon one right next to it.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Good night. I'm back. So we got 15 in the stack. The next move is going to be to the center of the North American and Pelican. Hopefully I'm still broadcasting. But the center of Cygnus, the Swan, is about about 3.5 degrees out the top right corner. God, I wish I had. Is there a dark nebula? I'm seeing things in Sky Tools, but I don't have a digital sky survey image overlaid on it to tell me exactly what I'm looking at. All right, Mike. I'll get a few more in the stack, and I'm going to move a little bit further up and to the right to hopefully get the Pelican and the North American in the field. I mean, there's nebulosity throughout this entire Cygnus region. When I get to the North American, I might try, after I take my 25 images, I might try the next one like Jeff has suggested, trying the average binning and additive stacking to see what that does. Okay, one more and then we'll move on. Yeah, you will. It's amazing how fast these images build with additive stacking. I'm going to stop. I'm going to go back to a 5-second exposure loop. And then let me go over to here. Slew to center at cursor.
Telescope slew into target.
Okay, I did another slew.
Telescope slew complete.
And I'm going to go with a 15-second exposure. And let's see what happens. Let me make sure I'm still aiming through the opening. Okay. Well, the North American and the Pelican are there. Upside down, but there. So let's start the live stacking. And what is that nebula below the Pelican called? I see. Wait a minute, just... Okay. This nebula right here that runs that is IC 5068. Okay, so we've got an upside down Pelican, upside down North American, this is going to be fun using ice to stitch all of this together. After I take 25 of these, Jeff, I'm going to go and try the additive stacking and average binning, and we'll see what it does. Right now I got 8 in the live additive stack. This is what, of course I'm using 2x2 binning. The other night I was using 30 seconds and gamma of 0.7 or 0.9 with 1x1 binning. Tonight I'm using 2x2 binning. Gamma's at 0.7. And I do have a dark applied. 20-second dark, but I do have a dark applied. There's a lot of structure in around the wall. Okay, that star that's just to the left of Mexico is magnitude 3.7, so it's a fairly bright star. So that's only 15 in the stack. So 15 times 15, that's 225 seconds. That's a little bit less than 4 minutes total. When I go inside and play with these, I'm going to try, like you suggested, going with the auto AI. And you said, what, back off on the sharpness a little bit? Okay, you got 19 in the stack, 6 more. Now for the live outreach, going with this additive stacking really works well. I never thought about that, and it probably will work better Yeah, stitch them together, then do the adjustment so that they all adjust the same. What I did the last time when I did a couple, I used I did the topaz denoise first and then stitched them. Okay, almost 25 in the stack. Okay, 25 in the stack. So now let's stop this. Digital binning average. And now let's start looping 15 seconds with average binning and additive stacking. I may have to go with the I definitely decreased the sensitivity. So this experiment is yeah, I would probably have to increase the gain. Oh, how about live stacking enabled? Okay, let's try the live stacking. It helps to be stacking them. Let me redo this. Maybe it doesn't. I could try changing to a oh, it didn't. It didn't like it. It's probably, yeah, it didn't. I can't apply dark because the darks were made, I guess, with additive binning. It didn't work. Well, so I can't apply dark. Let me add that another note. Another note. Vanish. I mean, it's definitely cleaner than the one that was done with additive binning. So I guess I could make a set of darks that are done with average binning and apply them. It's still a little noisy, but it's not as noisy as it was before. The wall is not jumping out like it was before either. Of course, we only have 9 in the stack. Trying to figure out why I wore a long sleeve tee out here tonight. It was in the 80s again today. Evening, Graham. We're experimenting some more tonight. I'm still using additive live stacking, but now we are trying average binning versus additive binning. Gives you a cleaner overall image, but it takes longer to build. How will the veil do with an H alpha filter? That may be the next target. I'm going to go back to additive binning though. I'm going to get Yeah, Rock said it was like 6 degrees centigrade this morning when I talked to him. I wore a long sleeve tee. Actually, we have mosquitoes. So, of course, I'm wearing shorts, which doesn't help, but shorts and a long sleeve tee. Yeah, Jeff, it's not quite as impressive as it was with the additive binning and additive stacking. I'll just have to remember. God, if Graham, last weekend I inadvertently used additive stacking, and I was in binning level 1, and the results were pretty impressive. So tonight I figured I'd try to go back with the additive stacking, but then we started kicking around what happens if you do average binning and additive stacking. You don't get the same results that you get with both being additive. Jeff, I'm going to let it go to 25, so I'll have a direct comparison, 25 with average binning and 25 with additive binning. I mean, it's a no-brainer what looks better. It says it up in the very top, DS26M Tech. And I'm in that big 61mm Zenithstar running at about f4.7. And I do have the Optolong 7nm H alpha filter in. It's definitely cleaner, Jules. No doubt about that. Oh, yeah. I guess I should... I'll take that into consideration next time I do text. Okay, we're almost at... There's 25. Stop the live stack. Let me go back to, where's the binning? Digital binning, go back to additive. erase the testing. And I'm going to go over to, I haven't looked at the veil yet this year. How far apart are the two parts of the veil? Let's see, get angular measurement. They're like 3.5 degrees apart, so I'm going to go right into the middle.
Telescope slewing to target.
Okay, let me make sure I'm missing the dome.
Telescope slew complete.
Yep. Nice clear opening. To make matters worse, I have the dehumidifier running in here, which is adding nice heat to the room. So let me add and import a DB2 gain 25. So I'm adding a dark. And now I'm going to enable additive live stacking. I mean, I can already see Pickering's triangle in both parts of the veil. Okay. Yep. Definitely see Pickering's triangle now. Yeah, you can see how much faster it builds when you're in additive binning and additive stacking. And it's only 4 in the output. And I still think the histogram's still going to be pushed all the way to the left. Yep. Yeah, it helps having a wide field of view. I put on the screen before, it's 5.5 degrees from top right to bottom left. I'm going to see what else as far as diffuse nebulae I have that I can look at while I'm hope I just zoomed out. Where am I? I'm over there. Okay. It's a 61 millimeter f5.9. So let me do the math in my head. Actually, there's a calculator in my phone. Clear 5.9 times 61 equals, it's 360 millimeter focal length, native, but then times 0.8 gets me to 288. Yep, you were. I did turn the blue, yeah, I turned the blue lights off. I mean, I did a bunch of targets last week. Does anybody have anything they want me to try to look for? There's all kinds of diffuse nebulae. Oh, you know what I ought to try? I ought to try for the elephant trunk. I might try for the elephant trunk next. It's going to be small. I haven't seen the elephant trunk yet this year. Then you got what, Pac-Man, you got I see 1396. Yeah, it's about a degree and a half is the whole nebula. Okay. Well, I got 3 more to put in this, and then I'll move on to the elephant trunk. The advantage of having a big field of view, it's pretty hard to miss the target. Watch, I've just jinxed myself. Okay, there's 24 in the stack. We'll go 1 more. I have to look. I'll have to see. Okay, there's 25 in the stack. And now let's go over to elephant trunk time. Slew to incentive.
Telescope slewing to target. Telescope slew complete.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep, I did California the other night. I'll do it. I can do it again. I'm just Let me see if M45 is up right now. Let's see. Let me go to the Messier list. Messier. And it's listed under Pleiades. It's only 20 degrees up right now. It's still low. Well, the elephant trunk is definitely in the center, and you can see the whole extended nebulosity, the whole area. And it extends Yep. I was disappointed in my soul the other night, last week. Well, you can really see the elephant trunk popping out already. Is it just me, or does anybody else see a face with somebody frowning in it? That's an eye here, and a frown there. I guess the elephant trunk could be the nose. California up right now is 23 degrees up. Seoul is 38 degrees up, and the heart is almost 40 degrees up right now. And the Pleiades is only 20 degrees up. Could always try Seamus 57 again, the propeller. How far away is the moon? I have no idea where the moon is. Oh, I see the moon. The moon's right by the Pleiades. Okay. I mean, that's probably one of the best elephant trunks that I've gotten. Yeah, it does. It's amazing. I have a 16-inch Ritchie Creation sitting there, and I'm using my 2.4-inch refractor. Something wrong with this picture. you should be able to get the heart and the soul in the same field of view. Has the moon risen already? Let's see. Oh yeah, the moon's up. Maybe that's why the objects are starting to get a little bit washed out, because yeah, the moon's up. Yep. Well, I'm grabbing individual frames every 30 seconds so I can look at the individual frames. Maybe I can stop with 20 right now. And let's go over to try going between the heart and the soul.
Telescope slewing to target.
Okay. Meridian flip time.
Telescope slew complete.
All right. I got the heart. I want to move. That's the fish. I got the fish right there. I want to move it over here somewhat, which means going to 26x, and I just did a meridian flip. So east became west and west became east. Let's see what that does. I went the right way. A little bit more to the left. Try to get that fish right into the very corner of the field. Okay, we'll live with it right there. Now let's start live stacking. This will be heart and soul. Heart should be on the top left, and the soul should be the bottom right. If I got it all in the field. I think I did. Yep. Yeah, tonight we're fighting the moon. That's, you know. because we keep moving further east. I wonder if I should change the gamma to 0.9. Stop. Default. Loop. So now gamma is at 1. Okay. Maybe I should restart the stack. Yeah, I noticed that the baby's head is just inside the right margin and the fish is just inside the left. Yeah, by going to defaults and adding in the darker images, it's getting darker. What is that nebula? Who else is on? Oh, evening, Mad Hatter. I didn't see you join. Still with a 15-second exposure and quarter gain. 2x2 bending in 16-bit mode. $8.96, is that is $8.96 the fish? Wait. Yep. Yeah, to me it reminds me of a perch. They're supposed to be. I think. Thinking that's that open cluster there. because SkyTools does show an open cluster in that area. What else does it show? And another obscure little cluster. Really faint right there. Little fuzz. Zernich 13. Looks like just like a little fuzz. I'm going to try. Oh, that's enough of this. Stop that. I'm going to go for the Cave Nebula in Cephas. Slew to and center.
Telescope slewing to target. Telescope slew complete.
Yeah. That'll get me away from the moon a little bit. And as soon as that one goes up, okay. Erase heart and soul, and now we're going for the cave. Evening, FF Davis. Let's see, how many do we have? 2 in, 1 out. Oh, I think I see it right in the center. Is it small? That zoomed into 200%. Started to come out a little bit better. How big is this? Cave Nebula. It's 5/6 of a degree in size. spacer out. Pleiades is only 24 degrees up now. Flaming star is too low. Cocoon. And Cocoon's small too, but what's neat about Cocoon is it's also immersed in dark nebula. I might try it next. Glad you could join us, Graham. Yard work, it can be a killer. I was out in the yard yesterday and almost died last night. Well, you'll be raking leaves today and you'll be shoveling snow in not too long, right? Have a good evening. Evening, Mike. Welcome aboard. We're getting ready to slew over to the Cocoon Nebula. See if I can get it. It's going to be small. So right now we got the cave in here, and it's pretty small. What is that in the bottom right corner? I'm seeing some nebulosity in the corner. Oh, bubble. Is that the cave in the bubble? Wait, no. Let's see. Angular measurement. That's the nebula that's right next to let me see if I can move the cave. I'm going to stop this. I want to move the cave up to about here. Move that bright star there. Let's see. Trying to steer that. So that star went up to here. Hopefully now it goes over here somewhere. A little bit more. Okay. see if I can get the bubble, real small bubble. Cave should be near the upper left. The bubble should be near the lower right. If I guessed right. How about slew to and center at slew to and center?
Telescope slewing to target.
Let's see, I moved.
Telescope slew complete.
That didn't put me in the right spot. Let's see. That might have done it. I think the bubble's in the bottom right. I don't know if I ended up with the cave in the field of view, but I'll start live stacking now. I think this is the bubble here, and then there's another nebula here. Good night, Jeff. Hope you feel better. Let's see. I seem to have lost the cave. Yeah, I think I went too far. That's the bubble. Oh, there's the bubble. That's the bubble. And that's Messier. What is it? Right above it. That's M52. Oh, and there's the cave up at the top. Okay. There's the cave. There's the bubble, and then there's M52 right there. Yeah. How you doing, Atmos? And there's a nebula below. There's two, M52. Okay. What was I gonna go to before this? Cocoon. Cocoon is, that's on the other side of the meridian right now. Let's see. Slew to and center at cursor.
Telescope slewing to target.
Going to the Gamma Cassiopeia Nebula. Okay. Now let me get out of the dome.
Telescope slew complete.
Okay. Okay. And now let's start the stacking. Do I still have a dark applied? Yes, I do. See if I can get the Gamma Cassiopeia Nebula. Nothing yet. What is the magnitude on that? See, that star is magnitude 3.0. There it is, it's starting to show up. Right here. What do they call it? Gamma Cassiopeia Nebula. That's what we're looking at now. You can see it's just starting to stand out. There's supposed to be another fainter part running through here. There's something there, but it's really faint. That is a toughie. Let's try for something brighter.
Telescope slewing to target. Telescope slew complete.
Oh, I see the moon. Let me stop the live stack. I went to the California Nebula. It's definitely in the field of view, and it may be suffering from the moon. Start to stack. I may try Pleiades, and then that'll be it for tonight. California is definitely there. It's just, let's see, second exposure. I don't know how far from the moon this is. Ooh. From the moon to where we're aiming is the distance is only less than 20 degrees away. You can see the effect of the moonlight. Yep, moonlight's getting it. What are we, 2 days past full? Even with this filter, it's having problems competing with the moonlight. I might put one or two more on, and I'll go to the Pleiades next, and that'll be it. Yes, I'm still in additive mode. Yeah, I've been using additive all night long. The only time I changed to average binning for North American and Pelican just to see how it did. Well, I'm going to stop this. Let me go to the Pleiades, and then that'll probably be it for tonight. Slew to and center.
Telescope slewing to target.
Off to the Pleiades. Boy, look at that moon.
Telescope slew complete.
If I catch anything, it'll be a miracle because I'm right above the moon. Yeah, I think that's it, folks. Moon is not going to allow that. Well, I think the party is over for tonight. Glad y'all were able to stop by.